What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Jreasn. NFL Week 15. NFL Week 15. We got a lot going on this week, y'all. Had the Thursday game, had the game yesterday, had a bunch of games today. Monday, Tuesday, 2 games apiece. It's going to get kind of crazy. With that said, I called out the Chiefs game against the Chargers. Won by what? Let's see, 29. Almost a touchdown. You know, I called Chiefs by 7 in that game. Called the Indy game. Definitely called that one. Called the Colts. But now we're on Sunday. You know. So if you hop on the video, make sure you feel free to hop in the chat, leave your insight as well. Keep in mind, I'm not financially responsible for your decisions. These are just my picks and who I think is going to win and how I would bet if I was betting on these specific teams. All right, so we're going to start off with Carolina at Buffalo. Let me stop this video here. Coming down to, let's look at the injury report first. So we got, for Carolina, John Miller's out, Matt Barkley's out. Well, John Miller's questionable, sorry. Matt Barkley's out. AJ Bouye's out. Derek Brown is out. DJ Moore is questionable. For the Bills, we got Deion Dawkins out. Emmanuel Sanders is doubtful. Taiwan Jones, questionable. Star Lutululi, questionable. AJ Espinoza is questionable as well. And then coming down to the odds, which is kind of ridiculous. But for the over-under, we got 44. Carolina's plus 14. And plus a staggering 550 on the money line. So that means $100 will get you $650. Insane. On the flip side, minus 14 for the Bills, so they give them 2 touchdowns, and the money line is minus 800, so it's almost pointless to bet the money line. But this is really interesting. I see stuff like this, and it's almost like a deterrent, right? And in football, anything could happen. It's just wild to think about. Like, you put $1,000 down, you can win $6,500. It's crazy. But, I mean, being the hometown, I mean, just looking at these stats here, we've got points per game is 19, Bills 27, points allowed per game 21, Bills 17, total yards 326, 394. Yards passing 216, 273. Yards rushing 109 to 121. Yards allowed 300, 298. Almost the same here, so it's not big of a deal. But looking at the last 5, let me fix this here. So last 5 for Carolina, they lost against Atlanta. Miami, Washington, won against Arizona, which was interesting, right? But I think some people are out that game, so that's why. Lost against New England. Bills lost against Tampa Bay, lost against New England, won against New Orleans, lost against Indy, and won against the Jets. So without a doubt, I mean, for me at least, I'm going, the hometown, Bills Mafia. Unless something miraculous happens, I don't see the Panthers taking this at all. So, going to Bills on this one. Next is going to be Detroit, Arizona. So we got 80% matchup prediction. 80.8% versus 19. Looking at the injury report, we've got for Arizona, Rodney Hudson's out, Robert Alford's IR, James Conner's questionable. Zach Ertz is questionable. And DeAndre Hopkins is IR. Lions, Jalen Reeves, questionable. TJ Hawkinson is IR. Will Holden's questionable. Jamal Williams is out. And Tracy Walker, the third, is out. And then the odds. Over-unders 47.5. Minus 12.5. Weird. Minus 12.5 for Arizona. Minus 800 on the money line. Plus 12.5 for Detroit. Plus 550 on the money line. So it's another plus 550 game. But, I mean, coming down to the stats here. Points per game, 28.2 for Arizona. 16 for the Lions. 19 points allowed per game versus 27. Yards, 394, 332. Yards rushing, 122 to 110. Passing yards allowed, 225 to 255. Rushing yards allowed, 111 to 135. So once again, one-sided affair, right? Arizona lost to the Rams. Pretty close game here. I called that game as well. Chicago was a win. Seattle was a win. Carolina was a loss. San Francisco was a win. And then as far as Detroit, lost against Denver. Win against Minnesota. Lost against Chicago. Lost against Cleveland. And then the tie with Pittsburgh. So Arizona on this one. It's a pretty safe bet. New Jersey and Miami. So we got 18% versus 81% for Miami. Injury. We've got New Jersey side on the outside of New Jersey. Hamza is out. Sheldon Rankins is questionable. George Faint, doubtful. Noah Dawkins is out. Olorunso is out. For the Dolphins, we got Jalen Waddle. He's out. Phillip Lindsay's out. Malcolm Brown's on IR. Darius Hodges on a suspension. Don't know why. Javon Holland is out. I'm interested in this Darius Hodges suspension. Just want to see why. So he's suspended 2 games for PEDs. Darius Hodge suspended 2 games for PEDs. The linebacker has yet to play a snap for the Dolphins, but he's being suspended for 2 games for performance-enhancing drugs. So there you go. That explains the suspension. All right, and then as far as the spread goes, we got the over-unders 42. What's good, Jonas? The spread is going to be +3, or money line is going to be +360 for the Jets, -475 for Miami. But coming down here, just looking at the stats, right? Points per game is 17.5 for the Jets. For Miami, it's 19.5. Points allowed per game is 30. 22. Total yards, 343, 327. So they're actually getting more yards than Miami. Yards allowed is 411, 378, which are allowing more yards as well. To me, this could be a toss-up game. It really could be. Jonas is going to Miami win by 10. You know, I'm just gonna go against you on this one just because, bro. I'm going Jets by 3. Jets by 3 on this one, just because. Miami's won against the Giants, Panthers, the Jets. I think this may be like a payback game. Baltimore, then Houston. Jets have lost against New Orleans, Philadelphia, won against Houston, lost against Miami, and lost against the Bills. So I'm going Jets by 3, just because. So that's my picks for the Jets and Miami game. Next is going to be Dallas and the Giants, Cowboys and Giants. 69% is the matchup predictor there. Coming down to injury, we've got On the Dallas side, Donovan Wilson's on IR. Tristan Hill's out. Osa Odighizuwa is out. Tony Pollard's questionable. Giants side, Sterling Shepard is questionable. J.R. Reed is out. Daniel Jones is out. Ben Bredesen is doubtful. Leonard Williams is questionable. Spread on this, 11.5. Money line is -600 for Cowboys, plus 425 for Dallas. Over/under is 44. Points per game allowed, points per game is 29.2 for Dallas, 17.8 for Giants. Total yards allowed is 419 versus 327. Yards allowed, 379, 381. This should be a pretty easy win for Dallas. So definitely going on the Dallas side of things with this one. Next is going to be Tennessee, Pittsburgh. Now, this is one that I'm having difficulty with. I've been thinking about this one all night, and I'm probably not the only one. Look at this. So the matchup predictor is 51.8% versus 47.8%. So I'm not the only one. I think America's having a hard time trying to figure out this one as well. For injury, we got Janoris Jenkins out, Tier Tart's out, Larrell Munchinson's out, Aaron Brewer's questionable, and Torrey Carter is on IR. For Pittsburgh, Montravius Adams is out, Buddy Johnson's out, Kevin Rader's questionable, Isaiah Buggs is out, Joe Hayden is questionable. Are you kidding me? Yo, the spread is 1. What? The spread is 1. And like the money's there's like no positive money line. Over under is 43. This is ridiculous. So if I was betting, I wouldn't touch this game. Unless you're just, a true Titans fan or a true Steelers fan, then, do what you do. But this is one game I wouldn't bet on. But Jonas is saying Titans by 10. So, Jonas, you still listening, bro? I might just have you hop on. Get you on the phone. Let me know if you want in. I'll put up a Google Meet. You guys can hop on if you want to. So yeah, 43.5. All right, let me set it up, bro. Get the Google Meet going. New meeting. Start instant meeting. Get you in here. I'm about to call you now, Jonas, so we can get you in, bro. Hold on. Calling you now, bro. Yo,
what up, brother?
What's up, bro?
Not much. Having coffee.
Right.
Getting ready for the game.
Getting ready for the games, bro.
Yes, sir. About to get my little one dressed, too.
Yeah, man. You know how we do on Sundays.
That's right.
All right, so yeah, like I said, I'm having trouble with this Tennessee Steelers game, bro. I think, like I said, if I was like betting, I wouldn't do it on this one. Because this is, I'll have to have a 1-point spread.
Yeah.
And the money line is not even worth it. I think if I was to bet on anything, it'd probably be the over.
Well, Steelers had a hard time against the Vikings last week. So
what was that? That was 36-28.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was like 29-0 before the Steelers even started to hop on the board.
Yeah, and if you look at some of these games, like the Bengals is 41-10, Chargers 41-37, Baltimore's 2019. So 43 point. It's literally like right there. So like I said, I think if I was to bet on anything, it'd be the over. I wouldn't bet on the under, and I wouldn't bet on who's gonna win.
It's really odd to see that.
Right? I haven't seen too many just 1 point spreads. Like
Yeah.
out of all these games, bro. Like, it's weird. That lets you know it's like, yo, just don't do it. Just don't touch it. Because nobody knows. Because even like the matchup predictors at 51.8% and 47, like it's normally like super like one-sided. It's never this tight.
That's true. Very true.
So
Usually by +3 or -3 and
yeah,
up high.
yeah, it's like 3 points, even like 2.5. I'll take that. It's a field goal. But like 1, nah, I'm not touching it. But if I was to make a viable prediction on who's gonna win, I'll go with the Titans. I'm with you on this one. I'll go with the Titans.
Yeah.
So
they got Julio Jones. They got Claypool that just plays around. Claypool really messed that game up for him by celebrating for that first down instead of just keep going to have more seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think that there's a lot of like internal stuff going on with the Steelers too that's gonna affect that game. So, I will go Tennessee on that one.
Hey, this is Big Ben's last year.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird emotions going on there and all that good stuff. All right, so moving on. We got the Texans in Jacksonville. Texans 37% and Jacksonville 62%. They're both 2-11, which is crazy. Injury, we've got on the Texans side, Kevin Pierre is questionable. Deshaun Watson, of course, is out. Lane Taylor's out. Jonathan Greener's out. Jimmy Moreland is out. For the Jaguars, we got Carlos Hyde out. Spread is going to be 5.5. Over under is 40. Plus 200 on the money line for Houston and minus 240 for Jacksonville. 13.6 points per game for Texans. 13.8 for Jaguars. Points allowed is 27. I'm sorry. Yeah, points allowed is 27, 26. Total yards 285 versus 315. Yards allowed 398 versus 371. I'm going Jacksonville on this one.
I think Texas takes this by 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, they've been playing pretty well. I mean, putting points on the board, and no one's, even against, hard, difficult teams.
So,
I think Texas will come out with a win.
We go back the past 5 weeks. We got the loss against Miami, 17-9. Win against Tennessee, 22-13. Loss against the Jets, 21-14. Colts destroyed them, 31-0. Seattle was 33-13. Jacksonville has 5 straight losses. So this game kind of means something to them, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right, you go with Texans. I'll go with Jacksonville in this one. I'll take Jacksonville by a touchdown.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take Jacksonville.
Make it interesting.
Yeah, you'll make it interesting. What's next? So we got Denver and Cincinnati. So 39% for the Bengals, 60% for the Broncos. We got Clay Johnson.
Now, are we at Mile High?
What's up?
Are we at Mile High with Denver? Is it at Denver?
Yeah, they're in Mile High. Yeah. So we got Clay Johnson, he's out. Logan Wilson's out. Marcus Bailey's questionable. Isaiah Prince is out. Vernon Hargraves is out. And then for the Broncos side, everyone's questionable. Kareem Jackson, Shelby Harris, Nate Harston, Melvin Gordon, and Javonte Williams.
Ooh.
That's big.
That is big.
Yeah, to be questionable. But I mean, is that because of like COVID or something? Or is that like...
Yeah, I think so. A lot of these players are getting COVID. That's the reason why most of these games are getting moved to Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, because Shelby Harris is listed. Shelby Harris is listed as questionable due to his. Well, no, that was 10 days ago. Hold on. Previously dealt with a hip injury. All right, let me figure out what's going on here. Hold on. Okay, 2 days ago, Denver Broncos running back Melvin Gordon, hip thumb, was limited in practice on Friday and is questionable for Sunday's game against Cincinnati Bengals. Gordon sprained his thumb in Week 14 over the win over the Detroit Lions, but he was able to return to the game and rush for 100 yards and scored twice. Both Gordon and rookie Javonte Williams, who is also questionable, are both expected to play in Week 15. So they're probably going to play, but
oh yeah,
it just might be
I
a
think
short game. Yeah. All right. So the spread is 3. It's a field goal. Plus 140 on the money line for the Bengals. Minus 160 for the Broncos. Over under is 44. I'm gonna go with Denver.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals this week. You know, they made me sad last week. Made me sad. Never coming back to, and took it to overtime, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I think okay. All right, so you go with the Bengals. I'll go with Denver. Score wise, what do you think?
I'm gonna take them by 6.
By 6?
Bengals by 6.
Okay. I'll go. I'll take the Broncos for the field goal. 3-point spread.
I won't be surprised if this game goes into overtime. The Bengals have made overtime sensations.
It's true. I mean, even look at the points per game, right? 27.2, 21. Points allowed, 22. 17.
Yeah, give them some credit for hanging in there with Green Bay.
This points per game though or allowed per game is interesting on the Broncos side. Look at that.
Yeah.
17.5. Yards passing 272 to 237. Yards rushing 108 to 123. Passing yards allowed 274.
They better double down on Jamar Chase, because that kid is something. He's special, man. Very special.
Yeah, 100%. Rushing yards allowed is 93 versus 106. So yeah, this could be a tight game. Go to OT, but I do think Broncos will take it. So Broncos by 3. What's next? So we got Falcons, 49ers, 23% for the Falcons and 76% for the 49ers. Injury side, Darren Bates is on IR. Dante Fowler's questionable. Eric Harris is on IR. 49ers, we got Elijah Mitchell, he's out. Dre Greenlaw is out. Aziz Al-Sha'ar is doubtful. Jakiski Tart is questionable, and Maurice Hurst is out. Spread is going to be 8.5. So,
ooh, that's pretty good,
right? 8.5 is good. Those are the numbers we like to see.
Yeah.
Over under is 47. Money line's 320 plus 320 for the Falcons, minus 420 for the 49ers. Points per game is 25. Points allowed is 23. Total yards 331 versus 377. Yards allowed is 375 versus 345. This should be a clear victory for the 49ers.
Yes. I think Niners by 10.
Yeah. I agree with you there. So, yeah, we're definitely going 49ers on that one. so that's automatic.
It'd be different if the Falcons had Calvin really. They're really missing him out on that field.
No, definitely. That's a huge loss. Now this is one of the games today. Like this is huge. This Green Bay and Ravens game.
Oh yeah, very huge.
Yeah, this is a huge game, and this is one of the games I'm actually excited to stream tonight. Like minus the Bills and Panthers because I'm a Bills fan, but this is the game, yo. Like this is the one. Green Bay 62%, Baltimore 37.6. Just looking at the passing yards for Rodgers, what is that? 276 for 10, 3,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Is that right? He's only thrown 4 interceptions?
Yep.
Yo. So we got.
Aaron been balling, man.
Yo, he's been balling.
But he might take the number 1 seed if the Cowboys beat Carolina and Tampa Bay takes another loss somewhere.
Yo, just look at the difference though. Like Lamar's 16 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Like it's not even like a comparison.
No.
Absolutely insane. On the flip side though, the injury report, we've got for the Packers, Dominique Daphne's out. Equimenius Brown is doubtful. Marquez Valdez is questionable. Billy Turner is out. And David Bakhtiari is out. For the Ravens, we got Patrick Richard, questionable. Chris Westry's out. Sammy Watkins is out. That's huge. Marquise Brown is questionable. Another one. And Lamar's questionable as well. So is this COVID or... Hold on.
No, I don't think this one's COVID. I think some of them have been injured from the last game.
All right, so we got quarterback Lamar Jackson is officially questionable for the Ravens game against the Green Bay Packers, but he missed his 3rd straight practice Friday and appears unlikely to play as he recovers from an ankle injury sustained a week earlier at Cleveland. So
the boys been taking a beating because they just keep on running him or letting him just take off instead of just staying inside the pocket and make passes.
Yeah, it's too much. Like I get, like you're a mobile quarterback and you're supposed to run, but at the same time, like you got to throw that ball. You got to protect yourself, and he's been taking
at all costs.
Yeah, every game he's been taking like crazy hits, like every game.
Yeah.
So you're only going to last so long. And
Miami showed that to the world, and people have been just taking on with it.
Yeah. Well, and at the same time, like you're as a quarterback, right? Your body is only going to last so long. Like what people think like Tom Brady is just like, this machine. It's like, no, like Tom Brady didn't get hit. That's why he's been able to play for so long. Like, but when you're getting hit like Lamar, you'll have like 5 more years left in your career, yo. Like straight up.
I can't think of the year I want to say 2007 because that's when we got to see Matt Castle, and then next year Kansas City took Matt Castle because they looked so good while Tom Brady was out when when they played against Kansas City and they tackled him at the ankle and they broke Tom Brady's ankle.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out for like the remaining of the season and everything. And then Matt Castle was huge. And then next year, Kansas City was like, oh, we need Matt Castle.
Yep.
I think that's the only time that Tom Brady's ever been completely out besides that 4-game suspension for the deflate game.
Yeah. And that's because he didn't get hit.
Yep.
So, like, when he did, it was, like, a big thing.
But back then, that was, hit tackling at the ankles and the legs wasn't against the NFL. And then as they proceed to get bigger, they're like, oh, you tackle a quarterback from the knees down, then, that's roughing the passer.
Yep. 100%. So, we got a spread of 7. It's a touchdown. Money line is minus 320. For Green Bay, plus 250 for Baltimore. Over-under is 45.5. This is going to be a clear victory for Green Bay.
Is this in Green Bay or is this in Baltimore?
It's in Baltimore.
Okay, I still want Green Bay by 14.
Yeah, we're going with Green Bay on this one. For sure.
I mean, they're used to the cold anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They play in the frozen tundra.
Yeah. Yeah, Green Bay is going to take this one without a doubt. There's too much going on with Baltimore as far as injuries and stuff, so this should be a
Baltimore better be double covering Devontae Adams. Boy, he's something else too.
Right. And this is going to be our game of the night. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. 24% for New Orleans, 75% for Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Jameis is back?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they said. Yep.
So we're going to have ourselves a game. Tom Brady, 36 touchdowns for 10 interceptions. Kamara's got 173 carries at 650 yards, 4 touchdowns. Fournette, 171 carries at 778 yards, 8 touchdowns. So literally the same amount of carries, but double the touchdowns. Ridiculous.
Yeah. You know how they like switch out, like, you know, sometimes like the next week they'll be like, oh, the Sunday night game, no, it's not that interesting. They'll push it back at 3, and then they'll pop a noon or a 3 game back up.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should have done with the Green Bay and Baltimore. They should have made that the night game.
Yeah, the Green Bay-Baltimore game should have been prime time.
Yeah, it should have made prime time.
Yeah. So what do we got? We got for injury, Teron Armstead is out on the Saints. Ryan Ramczyk is out. Lil Jordan Humphrey is questionable. Garrett Griffin is IR. On the Buccaneers, Fournette is out, or no, questionable. Antonio Brown suspended. Mike Edwards is suspended. Jordan Whitehead is questionable. And Antoine Winfield Jr. is also questionable. Why is Fournette questionable, though? Let me see what's going on here. All right, so we got the Colts defense allowed. It's not answering my question. That's not answering my question either. All right, let's do this. Fournette ankle is listed as questionable after returning to practice Friday as a limited participant. Earlier Friday, Coach Bruce Arians said Fournette was a full practice participant and would be fine to play in Sunday night's game against the Saints. The second part is likely still true, but the questionable explanation means fantasy managers should at least consider potential backup plans for Sunday night. Fournette's going to play. He'll play. So
if not, you know, they got Ronald Jones.
Yeah, they got weapons. Spread is 11.5. It's a lot of points.
That is. And I think if Jameson plays, there's gonna be a lot of interceptions. They're really missing Michael Thomas out there.
Yeah. Yo, do you know that's so crazy that, like, you say his name, it's almost like he doesn't even exist anymore. It's wild.
I know. And last year, it was the same thing last year, too.
Like, this dude got, like, $100 million contract, and now he's like, you still, like, don't hear nothing about him anymore. Nothing.
I want to say that his knee was tore or something like that. Really messed him up the year before. That's the reason why we didn't get to see him in the postseason.
Yeah.
Like, he was there for the first game against when Breeze they beat the Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. And then the next time they played the Buccaneers, he wasn't there, but they still won. And then the third time in the postseason when they played them, then the Buccaneers won.
Yeah. But you still like, you should, like, still hear about a star wide receiver, right? Like, you should still, like, hear about it. And it's like, you hear nothing about, you know, Mike Thomas right now. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, if they do, then they do it down there in New Orleans or in Louisiana on their, like, certain stations and stuff.
Like, their sports radio and all that. Yeah.
I'm sure they do. But ESPN and all that, nope.
So the thing about this, though, and what's really interesting is these right here. This is where your defense comes into play. And, like, it's almost, like, evenly matched.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if New Orleans defense steps it up, it could be a tough game for Brady. And this could be one of those like upset games. Even with 11.5 spread, money line is 425, over under is 45.5. I'd be like remiss to go against the grain here, but I gotta go Tampa Bay by a touchdown.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Tampa Bay by a touchdown. All right, so now we're on Monday. Dude, we literally just went through Sunday, and that took 35 minutes. That's how much football is being played right now.
Right.
Crazy. All right, so now we're on Vegas and Cleveland. 35% for the Raiders, 63% for the Browns. Derek Carr is 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Mayfield, 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 133 carries for 496 yards, 7 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, 167 carries, 926 yards for 6 touchdowns. What do we got? Injuries for the Raiders. Denzel Perryman is out. Trayvon Mullen Jr. is out. Carl Nassib is questionable. Darren Waller is out. For the Browns, Landry's out. Hooper is out. Jadeveon Clowney's out. Anthony Schwartz is questionable. Hudson III is out. Dude, I don't know. With Landry, Hooper, and Clowney out, it's a different game. Who's Mayfield going to throw it to? We got a 3-point spread. Over-under is 40.5. Money line is 130 versus minus 150. And then points per game is 21.8 versus 21.4. Points allowed is 27 versus 22. Total yards 386 versus 365. And then yards allowed is 368 versus 338. So, I mean, with the injuries or the issues with the players being out, I think I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one. I'll say Raiders by a touchdown.
It's really difficult because I like both teams, but the Browns are not playing with Jarvis. It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, who's Baker really gonna throw it to? Like he only has so many like assets out there that he actually trusts. Otherwise, he's just throwing the ball and hope somebody catches it.
Well, I mean, they got a decent tight end.
That's true.
I'm gonna take the Browns by 3.
Okay.
I like their defense.
All right. So I'll go with the Raiders. You're taking the Browns on that one. What do we got? We got Chicago, Minnesota. Minnesota 63%, Chicago 36%. Kirk Cousins 27 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Fields 6 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Well, we know where this one is going. Injury. What's up?
I really wish that the Bears defense, Eddie Jackson and Khalil Mack, as they be on the field, the Bears will be a little bit more different. Without them on there, it's a disaster.
Yeah. So we got Adam Thielen's questionable. BC Johnson is on IR for Vikings. For the Bears, Kyrus Tonga is doubtful. Marquise Goodwin's doubtful. Raquan Smith is questionable. Xavier Crawford's out. Jason Peters is out. Spread is going to be 6. Over-under is 44.5. Minus 270 on the money line for Vikings and plus 220 for Chicago. Points per game. 26 versus 17. Total yards, 400 versus 326. Yards allowed, 400 versus 357. So that's that defense factor you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see Fields pulling this one out.
Me either.
Yeah, so
Vikings by 7.
Yeah, Vikings by a touchdown on this one. What's next? So this should be a game. Seattle and the Rams?
Oh, yeah.
So we got 31% Seattle, 68% Los Angeles. Russell Wilson, he's been having a shaky year. 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Matt Stafford, 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's like top tier football right there, yo. Like, what?
When I got ODB.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp's 113 receptions, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, man.
And that guy's remarkable because people like try to compare him to Wes Walker and like Cole Beasley, but they just don't understand Cooper Kupp can not only the slot, but he can line up at a number 2 or a number 1 and still, I don't know, that kid's unbelievable. You wouldn't think that he's so tall either. You would think he's real short, but he's like 6'1" or something like that.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely got some height on him.
Oh, yeah.
So as far
as
injuries, we've got Gavin Heslop for Seattle. He's on IR. Adrian Peterson's. I thought they traded, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I forgot about that. Yeah. All right, Adrian's questionable. Alex Collins out. Tyler Lockett's out. And then for the Rams, Tyler Higbee's out. Which reminds me, I got to change him out of my fantasy. Jamel Dimby is out. Joe Notebroom is out. Robert Rochelle is out. Jalen Ramsey is out. Spread is going to be 6.5. Plus 235 on the money line for Seattle. Minus 290 for Los Angeles. And the over-under is 45.5. I'm definitely going with the Rams on this one.
I am too. Yeah. Rams by 10.
Yeah, Rams by 10 is cool. And then the last game of Week 15. Wow, we've covered this is insane. We've been on this stream for almost 45 minutes now, and we're just getting to the last game.
That's good.
Washington football team, Philadelphia Eagles. 29% Washington, 70% Philadelphia. Heineke, 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Hurts, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, they're basically the same.
Yes, they are.
I mean, it's pretty much the same quarterback, you know? Let's see here. McLaurin, 61 receptions, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. Smith, 500 receptions, 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. Injuries. McKissick is questionable on Washington. Kaliki Hudson is on IR. Cole Holcomb is questionable. Brandon Scherf is questionable. Curtis Samuel is questionable. Eagles, Jack Anderson's on IR. Jalen Hurts is questionable. And Quez Watkins is out. 6.5 for the spread. Plus 230 for the Washington football team. Minus 280 for the Eagles. And the money line in the over-under is 42. This is one of those toss-up games. Literally could go either way.
I'm going Eagles by 7.
Yeah, I mean, they're both 6 and 7. I don't know. I think Washington might pull it out. I'll take Washington by 3.
Playing in Philadelphia is hard, man.
It is, but
oh yeah,
Washington's played some weird football. I mean, look at this.
I was so glad that the Cowboys had to, take on them at home, and then we get to finish them away at the very end.
But look at this. Tampa Bay, Carolina, Seattle, Las Vegas. It's interesting.
That's true.
So, yeah, I'll go Washington by 3.
I think they're both. I think the records are the same, isn't it?
Yeah, they're both 6 and 7.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a rival game. It can go either way, but I really do like Philadelphia at home. They play different when they're playing at home.
Yeah. So that is going to wrap it up for Week 15 predictions odds. If you're sticking with me for the day, I am streaming the Bills-Panthers at 1. And then we're doing Green Bay at Baltimore at 4. And then New Orleans, Tampa Bay at 8 o'clock. That's what we're streaming for the day. Tomorrow, I got some stuff going on. I'm trying to finish up my Christmas, but if I'm back, I will stream the Cleveland and Browns game. If not, I'm definitely gonna do the Minnesota-Chicago game. Tuesday. Now I gotta see, because it's gonna be a region thing. I'm either gonna be doing the Seattle, and no, I already know because of regions. I'm probably gonna be doing the Washington and Philadelphia game because that's gonna be the closest to me. So it's gonna be that game on Tuesday.
So run me your picks for the Panther Bills and the Cardinals Lions, because I think probably when I came out the restroom, that's when I opened up my phone and I saw that you were streaming, and okay. I guess I caught the part where you were talking about the Jets and Dolphins.
Okay, so yeah, Buffalo. The spread for Buffalo is. Let me stop this. Well, it just went from 14 to 14.5, so now it's 14.5. I'm going Bills by 7. I mean, you know me, I like these crazy money line odds, right? Like even though obviously I want the Bills to win because I'm a Bills fan, but it's just these kind of odds that'll make me go down to the casino and just drop $1,000, just because something stupid could happen. And by the end of the game, even though I wanted the Bills to win, I'm up 6,500 because of this stupid money line. It's ridiculous. Plus 550. Even if you just put $100 on it, it's all right, whatever. It's $100. And if something crazy happens, right, you win 650. It's insane. But on this one, I'm going Bills by 7. I mean, the Bills are the Bills, but at the same time, it's they've been struggling, I think, mentally with a lot of what's been going on.
Yeah, I do that Super Six Terry Bradshaw thing, and I think I got the Bills by 10-14.
Yeah. So Arizona, Detroit, 12.5 on the spread, minus 800 on the money line, plus 550 on the money line for Detroit, and this is another one, right? It's how much money is going against Detroit right now,
right?
Yeah, how much money, and you got another plus 550 here, and it's just once again, anything could happen. And Arizona's 10-3, so they're kind of secured in where they are, right?
Yes.
Marissa's in the building. What's up, Marissa?
What's up?
Yo, we gotta get Marissa on the chat now. Marissa, you gotta hop on the chat, on the actual audio. I'm gonna send you a link in the chat for the Google Meet so you can hop in the audio. Get you in here and plug your channel. We'll get you going. I just shot you the link. Click on it, and then I'll accept you in the Google Meet. If you didn't know and you're listening, Marissa is one of the Wrench Gang. She was one of my team here. She's always here, very knowledgeable about sports, heavy into it. She started her own channel. She does sports predictions as well. Definitely been a great asset to the team.
So Arizona's at Detroit, huh?
Yeah, they're in Detroit. So like I said, I feel like, this is one of those games where like Arizona might just be relaxed, and then you got Detroit balling it out because they're at home, and the plus 550 just looks entertaining to me. You know that.
Yeah.
So.
But Arizona's some more war warriors, man. They're 7-0 on the road.
Yeah. But that's cool, Marissa. Do what you got to do. We'll see you later on the other streams. That's cool. Yeah, Arizona. Well, let's look at the wins, right? So they lost against LA, which I called that game to the T. Like, it was literally like, I think it was what day was that? The 13th. That was last Monday. It was like Friday. Yeah. Remember, I did the stream and I was like, I take the Rams 30 and Arizona 21. And the score's 30-23. Like, I was literally only 2 points off from Arizona. It was wild. Like, I wish there was a way like I could have literally like bet the exact like score thing and like won some like crazy odds because of it. Like, that'd have been nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they lost against the Rams. Won against Chicago. Won against Seattle. Lost to Carolina, which nobody expected that.
Right.
Nobody expected
Arizona's horrible at home, bro. Horrible. They're like 500 at home. 3-3.
Yeah. And then we got San Francisco 31-17. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously the smart bet is Arizona, but this is the NFL, right? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I'm playing in Detroit. Detroit may try to make a last stand, show that they actually get paid to play football.
I like the running back though for Detroit. He's pretty. Yeah, he's got some. He breaks that secondary. He's gone.
What was that? What was it? Hawkinson? No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Swift.
I think so.
Yeah, Swift. 140 carries, 555 yards, 4 touchdowns.
My man, he hits the hole. He's gone.
Yeah. Well.
But I got cards by 15.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you there. I can't give the Detroit a win against Arizona. I can't do it. Like, I'd be like all my football credibility would just be ruined if I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, Arizona is still trying to, fend off to get themselves as a number 1 seed as well, hoping that Green Bay or Tampa Bay loses and they win out, but they're going to have a difficult time on January 2nd against my boys.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona's probably just going to come in there and steamroll them, so, it is what it is. So, yeah, just to recap before we wrap up the stream, want to keep this under an hour. Still got some stuff to do before 1 o'clock. So Buffalo for the Buffalo Carolina game, Arizona for the Arizona Detroit game, Jets. I went Jets for the
I went Miami.
Yeah, Jets Miami game. We both went Dallas for the Giants game. We both went Tennessee for the Tennessee game, Tennessee and Pittsburgh. You went Houston. I went Jacksonville on that game. You went Cincinnati. I went Denver.
Yep.
We both went San Francisco for that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We both went Green Bay for the Green Bay Ravens. We both went Tampa Bay for the Tampa Bay New Orleans. And I went for Las Vegas. You went for Cleveland.
Yep.
We both went Minnesota against Chicago.
Yep.
We took the Rams against Seattle.
Yes.
And then I went Washington, you went Philadelphia.
Yep.
All right. There it is, you guys. You have my picks, Jonah's picks for week 15. Do with that, as you will. And just remember, like I said before, we are not responsible if you decide to bet. We're not financially liable. These are just teams that we choose for our picking and our thoughts and what we do and how we would bet. So bet at your own risk. That is your money. We're not responsible. All right. So like I said, I'm going to be streaming the Bills, Carolina at 1, Baltimore and Green Bay at 4 o'clock, Tampa Bay, New Orleans at 8:20, Monday, Minnesota, Chicago I'm streaming, as well as the Washington and Philadelphia game on Tuesday. So big week for football, guys. I want to thank all you for sticking with me, and I will see you guys on the next stream.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jonas. See you soon, bro.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, peace out.
Later, brother.